How's it going, everybody? This is now live from Zandam. That's right, I'm on vacation in the Netherlands right now, but we got sword satellites. We got to talk about that. Got some save squads for you for this first day. If you want to wait, I will use these save squads live, and then I will upload that video as quickly as I can, just so you can see that these save squads actually work. Keep in mind, these are very developed roster these save squads are built on. There will be alternatives that I will talk about as we go. One thing to keep in mind is that this is going to be the identical sword as we had last time, because nothing has entered the game files indicating anything new. And with it coming today, there's no shot they're doing a whole new sword satellite. So the leaderboards will be determined on how many people can beat that stage 40, how many times per day. There's definitely going to be 2 teams that could beat it now, not just one. So keep that in mind if you're trying to push the leaderboards. But for right now, we're just trying to push as far as possible. I'm going to have my save squads ready to push up to floor 33. I do think super developed rosters can probably get 34, 35. But this is going to be a very developed roster up to 33 that hopefully you'll be able to tag along the ride with. So let's get into it. So for floor number 1, the defenders, I will use my Inhumans. Nothing there but a punch down. The defenders are a very weak team, even with that Squirrel Girl. Stage 2, we'll be using the Shadowlands team. Last time, Sword of Satellite, I had Axemen there, but some people struggled with the team that I used my Shadowlands on after the fact. So we'll swap that up, because people just seem to have a bigger Astonishing X-Men team. Next, we got floor 3, the Wave 1 Avenger team with some Bionic. We're going to throw our Uncanny X-Men at that. If you don't have a very big Wolverine like I do here, you might want to consider throwing in your Cyclops here, because you will have him built up, but that's going to limit your use for like a full Extreme team later, right? Or at least the 4-piece Extreme team. Stage 4, we're going to have the Brotherhood team. I'm actually going to use my Sinister Six leftovers. This is an extreme overkill. I just didn't need them elsewhere. And then as soon as we get to around floors 25 plus, it becomes very specific what you need to do. Now, I do think Lizard and the Sinister Six Superior Six team will play a big role when we start seeing those harder Spider-Verse floors, but that's like 34 plus. So I'm not too worried about that just yet. All right, then there's stage 5. That's going to be your Kree boss floor. This is where people had struggles with their Shadowlands team. So we're going to go here with the Astonishing X-Men team. Now, that Gamora seems a little scary, because remember, the sword satellite power levels are a little bit manipulated. They're 25% lower than what they actually hit for. It's like Stark Tech is missing from the enemy AI power level UI, I guess. So interesting AI UI wordage there. The Astonishing X-Men team will rip through that very quickly, though I used it on my smaller account last time. Then we're going to have an A-Force team with some new warriors thrown in there as well. We're actually going to just use our new warriors with Emma here. We're going to go first. We're going to demolish them. Yes, Black Widow can give speed up to some people. It's not going to change enough for you to lose this one, especially because your new warriors are going to be huge. But we're going to take Deathpool off that. We're going to use her later. You could put Deathpool back on this if you want to use Emma later instead of Deathpool. That's going to be up to you. I'm just going for the power Deathpool brings later. All right, floor 7, that's going to be your Inhumans. I'm just going to use my Young Avengers for this one. Nothing really special about this. You're going to outlast them. You're going to steadily peg them down. You have a couple undodgeable, unavoidable attacks from Kate Bishop to get rid of that yo-yo. Is going to be very helpful, and you're going to go from there. Floor 8, we're going to take out our new Avengers for this. Now, my new Avengers were like 1/3 the size they are right now. Of what they are right now. So if you have a very small new Avengers team, don't worry, they will demolish this. Just go for that Quicksilver, take him out, and go from there. Mine, this is going to be just, I'll probably sim this floor with the way new Avengers hit nowadays. All right, floor number 9, we got some Heroes for Hire with some Shadowlands members. We're going to go in here with our Dark Hunters. Every kind of bleed that Morbius puts out, though he can't use his ultimate because it's not war. He does special, puts a bunch of bleeds out. All negative effects give Ghost Rider and Supernatural people speed bar. You quickly take over this, and you quickly demolish them before they get a turn. Nothing to write home about there. All right, floor 10, this is going to be a boss floor. So I'm actually going to be using my Infestation here. Now, I have a big Infestation team. We're going to be facing another Infestation team here, so I'm kind of just relying on the power of this. Alternatively, this would be a great time to use like a Doom character, a pre-taunting Doom team. I have the luxury of doing that at a later stage, though, so I'm going to be doing that. Alternatively, if you want my opinion, you would bring a pre-taunt in like Red Guardian. Then you could bring in Fury because it's a guaranteed speed up instead of risking it like Black Widow. You could bring in Quicksilver, Doom, and then Star-Lord, and then go from there and walk over this floor if you want to do it safely. I just have the luxury of having a much stronger team to walk over it, especially with my big-time Spider-Man being as big as he is. All right. Floor number 11, our Bionic Avengers. I'm going to be going in here with Zemo Hawkeye, because whatever Zemo doesn't clear, Hawkeye can clear. And then the X Factor team. Now, last time this ripped through it for me, so I'm not worried about that. But once again, if you had some reservations and you wanted to bring in some harder hitting characters, you 100% start mixing in other Weapon X members. We're not going to use the full Weapon X team. So if you wanted to say bring in a big Sabretooth as opposed to the Polaris, feel free to do that. With the team you see in front of you, the size, a couple Gear Tier 16s and a Gear Tier 15, I completely walked over last time. So if you have something similar to that, I wouldn't worry too much about it. All right, then we have our Underworld team against the enemy Underworld team. Now, they do have the Zemo benefit there, but they're going to hit your Mr. Negative and drop that speed bar down. Then the Red Skull is going to bring a bunch of people in, and then your Taskmaster is just going to obliterate it, especially if you got some diamonds on your Taskmasters, right? Diamonds kind of change the way everything's going to work here. All right, then we're going to have our War Dogs up against this Wakanda team. There's no Nakia, no Black Panther 1 million on the enemy side, so you're basically going to just run over floor 13 with your War Dogs before they get a turn. Floor 14 is going to be an Astonishing X-Men team. I'm going to grab in my A-Force here. I'm actually going to plug in Doctor Strange. If you want to use Doctor Strange later with your Secret Defenders, you can plug in basically anybody here. Heck, X-23 is going to be wasted later. Starlight T'Challa, that's completely wasted characters on those floors too far down there. So if you want to bring in somebody that maybe does a little bit more damage for you, that you have more built up, if you completely skip Strange, go ahead and do that. That one got a little bit tricky last time. I remember we got through it because we were able to just nuke the Gambit basically immediately. The problem was that Beast did get his ultimate off like twice because of how many times we were pushing them. But it didn't matter in the end. We still ended up getting by it just fine. All right, after that is the Black Order floor. This is the boss floor. This is super misleading. This 1.3 million or 1.4 million, it feels more like 2 million power. It really does, especially spread out over those 8 characters. That makes absolutely no sense. Last time, I forget what we used. We ended up having one lost to it, actually. So we're going to throw our Infinity Watch at it right away. This is a much safer matchup. You're going to get through it very, very quickly. Stage 16 is a ridiculous stage. It's the Eternals instantly clear everybody. The other 3 characters do not matter. So if you don't have these 3 characters, just don't use them. If you have these 3 characters, don't use them elsewhere. Do that. Throw in 3 minions, whatever you want. Fury summons, Icarus blows everything up. It's the end of the match. All right, floor 17. That's going to be some Web Warriors with Deathpool and some also looks like we got some A-Force members. We got some Young Avengers members. We have a Death Seed member. Bionic Avengers last time completely walked over this. No dodging for them. So it's a very easy cleanup for them. After that, we got Gamma, but no Red Hulk here. I'm going to use my Bifrost team. This would be a good time where you could sub in somebody like Infinity War Thor. If you want to use Infinity War Thor over regular Thor here, I think that's an absolutely acceptable and probably something I'm going to end up doing. But this is the same squad as these last time, so that's why it's currently there. I'm probably going to sub out Thor. Infinity War Thor just does so much more damage. He's going to shred people to pieces. I'm definitely going to sub in Infinity War Thor. I will make that change before I share the save squad import tab with you guys. Floor 19, I ended up using Black Order here just because the Black Order mirror match failed once last time, and Black Order just got through this very cleanly. So I'm going to be using my Black Order on floor 19. The floor 20 boss is a very easy, full unlimited team. So that's right. We're going to be breaking up our Extreme team, and we're going to have Gambit carrying the load here. With the reworked Gambit, this is going to be so much crazier. But your Rogue gets an ability block on the Doom, and from there, it's just you pick them to pieces. You pick them apart. All right, floor 20, this is going to be a Rebirth with Kestrel and some Fantastic Four members. I'm going to go in here with Pegasus, but I'm going to take out Rescue just because she does no damage. I'm going to put in Fury. Fury gives speed up. Kestrel does her special on the right side. And the rest of the members, they just kind of ping into the defense down, and it just everything dies. So fast, everything dies. If you want to make sure you're killing the enemy Kestrel, that's probably a safe way to go about it as well. All right, floor 20. This is going to be a Bifrost team with actually just kind of Heroes Guardian team with Loki there for the funsies. I'm going to hit with my villain as Guardian team and the Undying members. Also throw in Shang-Chi and Surfer there. I had Emma here last time, but with the pre-taunting from Juggernaut, I'm going to be fine. If you have a smaller Juggernaut, this would be very, very scary to do because that Vol is going to go first and she's going to hit like an absolute unit. So if you do have a small Juggernaut, this is where you probably do want to kind of slide your Emma up over here instead of where I had her with my new warriors down below. So make sure you're keeping track of your own team powers, all right? Floor 23, this is going to be our Tangled Web with a big time Spider-Man in the mix there. I'm not going to take any chances on this one. This one did get a little scary last time. Noir is going to go first because of the buffs that Spider-Man 2099 brings to the table. So he's going to go. He's going to do some AoE. If he hits any of your Tangled Web members, then you are going to go first. It's going to give your 2099 10% speed bar. He's going to go before the enemy 2099. He's going to give the Weaver 20% speed bar, and then you're going to get to go. And then you're going to get your charges up. You want to stun the enemy Weaver. After that, your Doom is going to get the ride. He's going to bring your Weaver along for it, and you're going to get through that node just fine. All right, stage 24. We got some Darkhold Quicksilver, but no Morgan, thankfully. I'm going to be using my Extreme team here with Quicksilver. This is where the start's getting really tough. So I said floor 25. It's actually around floor 22 where things seem to really pick up. That Asgardian node is no joke. So for the Darkhold Quicksilver team, we're going to stun the enemy Quicksilver with our Nightcrawler. Then we're going to get energy to our Cyclops. He's going to absolutely blast everybody super hard in the face. And Quicksilver is going to be doing damage, I guess, before that. Make sure you rewind the enemy Strange so you don't have to play any games there. And Forge is there just for safety, right? That's going to be an overpower node for a lot of people. You have them built up from your Crucible usage, and that's going to be great. All right, stage 25 is going to be a boss stage. So I'm going to use my full Darkhold here. It's what I used last time. It seems like it should be an issue, but with the Mystic characters in there, you got Icarus, you have Dagger, you have Gwenpool, and I guess Absorbing Man as well. Your Morgan goes first. She's going to rewind or she's going to flip buffs. Your Agatha is going to go before the Icarus does and is going to get a stun off. And from there, it's just a matter of picking people off. So not too worried about that one either. This is where we're getting to use a new team, actually, floor 26. So we got the Wakandans with the Spider Weaver. Now, this is great because the speed up on spawn is going to give the speed up to our team. So we have Vulture with our Superior 6 members. Goblin goes first. He does a nasty rewind plus insane damage. You guys know how Superior 6 works. And from there, you're just going to walk over the team at no fuss, no muss, no buts. After that, we got the Unlimited team. Make no mistake, this shows 1.8 million. This is more like 2.5 million, the way that they hit. So don't be shocked by when the damage comes in. We used full gamma there last time. We're going to use full gamma there again. Make sure you get offense down on that gambit before things pop off on you. Beast is going to get to use his ultimate immediately. And then your Brawn is going to be able to steal some of those buffs, unless he gets ability blocked. That did happen to me. I still got through it just fine, but it was much more annoying when I didn't get to steal all the buffs that Beast puts out. It sucks, but hey, you still get through it, so who cares? Floor 28, we're going to have the Secret Avenger team. Now we're going to go in here and I'm going to use my Deathseed Nova. Nova is overkill here, right? It just is. He's going to help me out because he's 126, so he is faster than the Kestrel unless the Kestrel gets speed up. In which case, maybe you want Psylocke because she will put dodge and save you from the Kestrel ultimate. You know what? I am going to make that swap too. In the save squad, it's going to be Psylocke there, not Nova. Because if Fury does give speed up to the Kestrel and she one-shots somebody, that could be really bad if that guy's Archangel. So we want the dodges. So I will be putting Psylocke back there. Anyway, Fury summons, and then your Death Seed members, they do what Death Seed members do, right? You get a kill, turn me to rewind. Get more kills, turn me to rewind. The bleeds are going everywhere all the time, and you're going to get the win very quickly there because you have them built up from your Apocalypse chase. But there will be a Psylocke there. When I share the save squads, I'll make those corrections. All right. Then we have a Undying team, but no Zombie Juggernaut here. We do have a Archangel to look out for. We have a Gwenpool, very fast characters. Doesn't matter, because we have the new Hive Mind team, right? So we're no longer relying on the old, slow symbiotes. We have Void Knight coming in. He'll be the fastest character. He's going to kill a Greg. That's going to give 20% speed bar, because you lose 10%. To all your members, which will make your Carnage go first. He'll kill a Greg. That's another 20%. You see where I'm going with this. Eventually, you just start taking infinite turns. The enemy team does not get a single turn, and they fall over. And I assume your Hive Mind's probably pretty big for the use in raids and further use in the current Crucible season. All right, then we're going to use our Secret Defenders against this Darkhold Dormammu Emma stage. Now, this one was a little bit difficult, but the power of Secret Defenders is just too crazy to count out. And remember, Photon is going to nullify that Emma's effect, so you're not at a loss for speed here. After this is where it gets a little crazy. This is where we stopped last time. Floor 30 is where we ended up halting last time. Now we get to go a little bit further because we haven't used our Apocalypse, we haven't used Skrull, we haven't used Black Knight, so there's lots of power left in the tank. Flora 31 is very tough. I almost don't expect this to work. This is throwing in everything at the wall to try and see if we can get a little bit further. So Flora 31 is going to be mostly it's the Quicksilver with the Squirrel Girl problem, right? The new warriors, they hit very hard. They're pretty fast, and they just demolish you with debuffs and with Turn Meter Rewind. I don't know if the Turn Meter Rewind happens outside Crucible, but it's going to hit you extremely hard. So this is probably where I will throw that Nova back in. I'll throw that Nova in over the Silver Samurai. So then I will have a stun for both the Quicksilver and the Squirrel Girl, and then we'll just demolish everybody else after that. Just be careful with your opening ability from Kang that you're not pushing the Squirrel Girl to give the speed bar and making sure you don't push anybody so you end up stuck behind the taunt from Miss Marvel. So that'll kind of be a balancing act. That's probably when you want to watch the gameplay for so you see how I do it. Getting those stuns out before demolishing everybody is going to be very, very important. But yeah, we won't be using Silver Samurai there. We'll be throwing Nova back in there. So keep an eye out for that. But actually, you know what? With Nova there, I feel much, much more comfortable with it. Oh yeah, much more comfortable with it. All right, which leads us to Flora 32. This one is, again, a little bit uncomfortable, but I think it's just because I haven't played with the out-of-time team enough to really understand how just great they are. I fought against them in Crucible, which is they're not getting their buffs there. So it's kind of like, maybe they are amazing, right? But here we're going to be using our 3 out-of-time pieces with Apocalypse and Falcon, OG Falcon. The reason we're using OG Falcon here is because we just can't use him. Can't use him later. With the next floor Gambit would kill him, so that's why he's being used here. So yes, in this case, we are going to be eating a couple of attacks from both the Nova and from the Vol. We're going to be having our Black Knight soaking those up. He's going to be throwing some damage back at him. And then Apocalypse is going to come in with an ultimate, and you're going to want to erase the Vol. If you can erase the Nova, it's not going to be the move. You want to kill the Vol because she's going to be the revive threat. She's going to be the exposed threat. She's going to be the one who's going to demolish you in the worst possible way, right? Falcon is going to speed up our Apocalypse. So while Apocalypse is doing his thing, ulting, then one-shotting somebody, we need him to get back to his special very quickly to try and keep our Black Knight alive. And from there, Apocalypse is going to do what Apocalypse does, and he's going to walk over the rest of it. This might be another use for a different character. If you wanted to say take out Peggy Carter and put somebody with maybe some damage in there, maybe somebody with some Turn Meter Rewind. If you haven't used Emma yet, this would be a great place to use Emma so your Apocalypse goes before anybody. And he can take a threat away from the Black Knight. That might be something you want to look into as well. You know what? I'm probably going to make some substitutions here. Yeah, you know, the more I think about it, the more I like that. Emma was being wasted. Captain Carter's not going to do much here because you're going to win or lose this in the first couple turns. I'm probably going to throw Emma in there over Captain Carter. All right, stage 33. This is going to be the last one that I'm going to be capable of. I think there are people with the super developed rosters are going to be able to mix some things up and get at least 1 or 2 floors more because floor 34 is not that bad. And floor 35, you're going to have a lot ready for it, which is why I just didn't think it was worth it to try and squeeze that much out. You'd end up having to take a lot of risk with the kind of roster I have. But floor 33 is going to be very simple. This is going to be your Skrull take the wheel, right? Skrull is going to go in there. He's going to take the wheel. He's going to do as much damage as he can. Obviously, we're not going to use Thor Infinity War there if I'm throwing him down where I had my Asgards. So I'll find another damage dealer to go with the Skrull. We got the speed bar coming in from Captain Sam America. Maybe I'll even grab my Sharon Carter for this. I just want 2 heroes. I want 2 villains. We got a pre-taunt to eat some of the damage. And we're going to go from there. So make sure you do have your 2 heroes, 2 villains before you go in here, though, because Skrull needs to do all the work. But yeah, I will share the Save Squad import with you in the comment section below. Make sure you copy that. But again, I will do all of these live. I'm going to use the Save Squads that I'm going to share with you with a couple edits that we just talked about. And you can see me do it live on video if you want to wait and make sure it works. Anyway, bye from, how do I say it? Zandam? Bye from Zandam. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.
That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.